In the 3 trading days following China's National Day holiday, the stock market of China went from a short-lived surge to a plunge, followed by mixed gains and losses. The Chinese stock market is not a free stock market under a market mechanism, but the Chinese Communist Party officials operate it behind the scenes. In the coming period, there will be sharp rises and falls. The reason for the surge is that the Chinese government wants to throw more bait to make retail investors feel that if they don't get on the bus, they will miss the opportunity to make a fortune. When more fish swarm in, the official institutes will sell out the stock in hand, trap retail investors, and take the opportunity to get out of the market. The Chinese stock market is actually a scam. Today, we will talk about this topic. The surge in China's stock market began on September 24th. The Chinese Communist Party officially launched strong stimulus policies for the stock market and real estate market. As a result, the Shanghai Composite Index surged for 5 consecutive trading days with an increase of up to 20%. Stock market trading volume surged from 70.8 billion to 424.6 billion. At that time, investors were very enthusiastic, and everyone was trying every means to make money. Some investors not only emptied all their bank deposits and used up all their credit card overdraft limits, but also borrowed money from relatives and friends, and then invested in the stock market without hesitation, hoping to make a fortune. This woman is a company executive and is planning to invest 1.4 million in the stock market.
太姐这么晚什么急事啊？
Sister, what's the rush for you so late?
我刚才把我手机
I just took out my mobile phone and found my stock account. I haven't done any stock trading in 3 years. I took a look and found that some stocks were purchased through convertible bonds or the like. The main purpose was to register this account. Tomorrow, we would deposit another amount of money and then spend 1.4 million to buy stocks. If we make money, we will go all out and be happy. Consumption stimulates consumption. Let's get up on time before 9 o'clock tomorrow morning and record it. When this wave is all over, we will see whether we eat meat, drink soup, or whether there is nothing left. Within a few days after the government's announcement, the number of users under the age of 31 increased by 77% from the previous week, and many young people even took out loans to speculate in stocks. The account manager of a stock exchange in northeast China received many inquiries from first-time investors. College students studied investment advice one after another.
你看，以前哪有00后炒股的？
How could anyone born after 2000 trade in stocks before? After the stock surge, the performance of the post-zero generation surprised everyone. This group of young people who don't buy a house, get married, or have children thought they had really lost interest in money, but they turned crazy and couldn't compare with the older generation. They borrowed all the money available on all loan platforms. Those who couldn't mortgage their houses pawned their mobile phones and went all out on the stock market with red eyes. The official originally hoped that the middle class who own houses and have savings would spend real money to be the vanguard. Unexpectedly, these stupid guys who wanted nothing but nothing became the first to rush to the front. Loan stock trading is terrible. The woman was a newbie and was hesitant to buy stocks at the urging of her friends. The opportunity for me, an ordinary person, to make a comeback has finally arrived today. Today, an old friend who I haven't contacted for many years advised me to use the savings I had worked hard for 6 years to buy stocks. She said that she made 4,000 in one day, and she heard that the bull is really here. Looking at the rising trend, my desire to buy stocks has grown to the extreme these days. But I am a novice and I don't know whether I should invest or not. People who have never played in stocks say that I will lose everything. However, this upward trend changed on October 8th, the first day after China's National Day holiday. Although the stock market continued to rise that day, the increase was greatly reduced. The director of the National Development and Reform Commission of China gave a speech. Although he said he was full of confidence, he did not come up with any practical and powerful stimulus measures, which greatly disappointed the market. The next day, the Shanghai Composite Index closed at 3,258.86 points, plummeting 6.6%, the largest single-day decline in more than 4.5 years. On the 11th, China's CSI 300 Blue Chip Index fell 2.77% to close at 3,887.17 points, a decline of 3.25% this week. The Shanghai Composite Index fell 2.55% to close at 3,217.74 points. A woman posted a video saying that her husband invested $14,000 in the stock market and there is a high probability that he will not get it back. She regretted that she had been soft-hearted and should have insisted on not transferring the money to her husband.
我老公昨天拿着10万冲进了股市。
My husband rushed into the stock market yesterday with $14,000, but he didn't expect to be slapped in the face so quickly. The stock market fluctuated violently yesterday, first opening at a record high and then trading lower. The stock market has plummeted again today. Stocks really go up all the way if you don't buy them, but they start to fall if you buy them. I think my husband is most likely trapped. I asked him about it and he was adamant and said he didn't buy it yesterday. When I pressed him, he said he was trapped. I asked him again when he sold it, "What did you buy? What should you do if you get trapped?" He said that he was following securities. He would definitely buy security stocks in a bull market. He also firmly believes that the current situation is just a correction after a sharp rise and will be healthy after adjustment. It doesn't matter if he holds it now. He firmly believes that as long as he holds it, he will definitely make money. I asked him how much he lost. He also refused to tell me. He said that when he made money, I could ask for gifts. I could only thank him. It would be nice if he lost less.
我真是谢谢他，他少亏点就不错了。
This young man sold 2 houses in Beijing and borrowed money from relatives to speculate in stocks. As a result, he lost all his money.
同志们，重要的事情说3遍，不要炒股，不要炒股，千万不要。
Say important things 3 times. Don't trade in stocks. Don't trade in stocks. Never trade in stocks. I made a very stupid decision. Although I am a novice on the stock market as an economics graduate student, I think I have relatively keen observation and analytical skills on economic forums. But what happened in the past 2 days really made me want to jump off a building. I really regretted it very much. The stock market soared 2 days ago. I saw various videos posted online and felt that making money was easier than drinking water. I thought this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I usually feel that stock trading is like gambling, and I've always warned myself not to touch these things. But this time, when I saw all kinds of videos of people picking up money, I really couldn't hold it back. I even fantasized about living a peaceful life after this. I am a person with strong execution ability, so I immediately sold 2 houses in Fengtai, Beijing. Because I was anxious to sell, I even sold tens of thousands of dollars less. Not only that, I also think that I did something even more clever. Now it seems really stupid. I also persuaded my aunt and second aunt to lend me their savings and invest them in the stock market. I analyzed the stock market endlessly for them and depicted a bright future. Under my touch speech, they were finally moved by me. I was filled with joy that I was about to lead my aunt and uncle to the road of wealth freedom. But now it seems that I won't be able to see them anymore. After all, my aunt's savings were reserved for her son to find a wife. Now that they've been deceived and lost all the money, how will I face them in the future? When the market opened on October 9th, I just watched the money flow out of my account. There was no way I could do anything to stop it. I really felt like my heart was bleeding. Who would have thought that I would encounter a once-in-a-millennium scam in which the market opens at the daily limit and then falls back? I realized at the time that I really didn't want to live anymore, but there was no regret medicine in this world. My aunt and second aunt were also full of complaints about me and asked me to return the money to them quickly. I haven't withdrawn the money yet, and I still think that I should wait for a few more days. I can make the money back through tactics, but I really don't know what I'm doing, and I'm really panicking. Friends, what do you think I should do now?
现在，家人们，你们说我现在到底应该怎么办呢？
The 26-year-old master's degree investor lost $40,000 in 4 days while trading stocks. He regretted not clearing the stock at that time.
完了，全完了。 牛市真没了，我昨天一语成。
It's over. It's all over. The bull market is really gone. Brothers, the plunge continued today and my account lost $14,000 directly. In total, my account lost $40,000 in the past few days. Do you remember that I proudly said before that my account broke the all-time high and reached $270,000? What now? After today's losses, I only have $230,000 left in my account. The heavy stocks plummeted and all the heavy stocks plummeted by 40,000. In just these 4 days, I lost 40,000. And the stock market is nothing more than an official plan to artificially push it up. As long as the amount of retail investors' funds enters the market to take over and relieve central and state-owned enterprises, then they intentionally beat down the price, so the plunge is inevitable and will happen sooner or later. China's stock market has been accused of being a big casino that plays for the CCP authorities. The government used the stock market as leverage and successfully moved at least 7 trillion of private funds to flow into the stock market. This huge amount of funds has allowed retail investors to shoulder some of the non-performing debts of central and state-owned enterprises, urban investment bonds of local governments, and non-performing assets of the banking system. This man is a senior stock investor, and now he is finally enlightened.
我说什么来着？亏钱了吧？
What did I say? You lose money? 95% of retail investors only give money to the stock market. The first wave of new investors who opened accounts yesterday were trapped as soon as they entered, and today they were all wiped out. Why? Think about why this is the case. It's obviously a bull market, but all the experts and analysts are telling you that a bull market is coming and telling you to buy. Do you think it's so easy to make money? If the money was so easy to make, would anyone still work? Are there still people who work like slaves all day long? How is it possible? It is impossible for retail investors to make money in the stock market. You will only have the fate of being cut off. The stock market is not something ordinary people can play, you know? Although this is a zero-sum game, if someone loses, someone else will make a profit. But the profit will always be a very small number, and he is not a certain person at all, but a banker, an institution, or the boss of a listed company. Do you have this ability? Is there any news about this? No. Retail investors, you can't even read the market, and the financial statements are all fake. There is no technical analysis in this world. Don't learn. The more you learn and the more you understand, the more you will suffer. So if you lose some money, run away. You will only lose this once in your life. If this is the case, then you will only lose this once forever. If you start learning now, you will see that the people who make money are the most unlucky, because people who make money will lose more, just like a casino. Letting you win only makes you lose more. If you lose a little bit as soon as you enter the market, you will only lose a little bit later, you know? The chart of fund entry and exit analyzed by Long Hui has attracted the attention of the market. The chart of the changes in fund flows in Shanghai and Shenzhen stock exchanges on October 9, 2024, shows that at the close of midday on the 9th, both institutions and major players were frantically running away, with a total net cash out of 24.5 billion. Only retail investors were buying big there. Among them, the top 3 selling brokers were UBS sold $1 billion, Goldman Sachs sold $700 million, and Morgan Stanley sold $650 million. The bottom 3 Chinese companies, Guotai Juan sold $255 million, CITIC sold $240 million, and CITIC Lion sold $184 million. In other words, foreign securities firms, central enterprises, and state-owned enterprises are all scrambling to sell and flee, and retail investors have become takeovers. Those who rushed into the stock market today were taught the first lesson. Drive high and go low. Many people were trapped as soon as they entered. Novices need to pay the fee. All stock traders, as long as they are trading stocks for the first time, must pay the fee. Of course, this is a good thing. If you lose money if you go in, then you will run away after selling it, and you will never play again. In fact, this kind of person is lucky, because what should he be afraid of if he only loses a little? I'm afraid that after entering, he makes money, then loses a little bit after making a profit, and then makes a little bit more after losing money. And then gradually he will make less and lose more and become addicted. Some people are unwilling to give up and just go to study, buy books to read, go to forums, or even become apprentices and let some teacher take them to play with them. This makes them suffer even worse. I remember a few years ago I had a friend who was playing stocks in 2021 and made some money at that time. He showed off to me every day. He invested $28,000 and earned $640 a day and then sighed with emotion about his life. His monthly salary is only $1,400 and he earns $640 in one day from stock trading, which is half a month's salary in one day. He said, "What is the meaning of life? What future do you think there is in working?" He told me every day that there was no future and no hope in working part-time, but the only way to make money was in the stock market. Then, probably in the second half of the year, he lost $28,000 and was left with only $10,600. He told me with a sad face that he couldn't play stocks. He really couldn't play them and advised me not to play. I advised him not to play at the beginning because I used to be in the stock industry and worked as a stockbroker. So I actually know a little bit about the stock market, just a little bit, and I also lost a lot of money in it. That's all for today. If you enjoy our content, please remember to like, subscribe, comment, and share it with your friends. We appreciate your support and we'll see you next time.